All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. It is the last day of January, January 31st, 2025, and we might have an exciting one in store. Yesterday, we had our first tariff comment. That started to move things a little bit. We are expected to hear a little bit more about that today. And then just a couple minutes ago, you actually had news that NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang will be meeting with Donald Trump. So we're going to hear about that. There was a lot of DeepSeek stuff. There was a little bit of data. Believe it or not, it didn't move us much, even though it came in hot in some areas and lower personal spending, and then employment costs went up. Everything else was in line. But for the most part, we should have an exciting day. If not, then it'll probably be chill after the first couple of hours. But Europe did good, nothing crazy in currency land, and I think we might get headlines. There is even crypto. There's even crypto. But Chattadonia, I hope you guys are ready and feeling good. My veterans, I got something for you. I don't know if y'all saw me tweeting last night. For the veterans, I came up with an idea, bro. So shout out to vets, baby. Shout out to Chad. There was very good work yesterday. What up, PNC? Good morning, baby. What's going on, Daquan? What up, Battleborn? Kurt McGirt, Mr. Mystery. Oh, Daquan, Enzo, Malcolm, Brown, Tom Crows, Tim Whitman, CYB, Regal, Gabor, Zulraz, baby, Manny, Enrico, Jason, Thoughts and Emotions, Humble Business, Mr. Matsuno, Zach, Tyree, William B, Aliska, Donkey, Justin, El Trapato, baby. Good morning. Happy Friday. Oh, yeah. You guys like Friday or what? I like Friday. I'm a big Friday guy. Oh, yeah. What up, Tyree? What up, Dan Kingsley? What up, Salvador? Oh, my goodness. Are y'all feeling good? What about the Twitch? Megatron, Lord, Payday, Rojic, Roach Vince, baby, Mr. Sasquatch, Tanny V, Blaze and Bob, Mr. Pop Bottles, and Robo Handtech, baby. Good morning. What's that? You got City on the low? Hot dog. Again, yeah, City just took 2% and then came back up. I don't know what that is. I see WhatsApp. And then tariffs on Mexico could affect 12 million car buyers in the U.S. Good morning, baby. It's Friday on a wild week. You just say Rebecca Black? Friday, getting down on Friday. Okay, look what you made me do. This is why we're members only, right? You see what I'm saying? They would have ripped me apart, bro. They would have. You know that, right? So, because you guys are seeing Rebecca Black in 2025, bro. Trump got a meme coin. I'm singing. I think Rebecca Black is a Democrat. Anyways, but I love you. Good morning. Here is Josh AI with the news, baby. European stocks set for best month in 2 years. Europe's stock 600 index headed for its best month in 2 years as strong earnings reports burnished the appeal of the region's stocks over pricier Wall Street equities. The dollar gained ahead of President Donald Trump's weekend tariff announcement. The European benchmark was set for a 6.5% jump in January amid robust corporate results, European Central Bank easing and speculation the region can avoid U.S. tariffs. NASDAQ 100 futures advanced 0.8% and contracts on the S&P 500 climbed. Apple Inc. and Intel Corp rose in pre-market trading at the end of a volatile week for tech. Investors are starting to come around to the European region, and Bank of America Corp. This is Michael Hartnett recommended diversifying away from the big tech stocks that underpinned last year's U.S. outperformance. Meanwhile, Trump is poised to unleash his first wave of tariffs on Canada and Mexico on Saturday, taking a gauge of dollar strength toward its best week since mid-November. Markets are being too simplistic about Trump, said Daniel Lofney, head of fixed income at Mediolanum International Funds Limited. We feel he will negotiate and threaten, but there will also be carrots. The cost of hedging against price swings in the Canadian dollar over the next week rose to its highest level since October 2022 in anticipation of greater currency volatility. Looney traders position for extreme volatility on eve of tariffs. 10-year treasuries fell on bets the potential tariffs could spur inflation and keep interest rates high, while gold was on track for its best month since March as the danger of a trade war spurs haven demand. Commodity markets are pricing in elevated odds that crucial raw materials like oil will be included in sanctions against Canadian imports. Goldman Sachs Group Inc. said crude swung between gains and losses on Friday. PCE data and economic data, investors will be watching the latest core price index numbers from the U.S., the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, which is expected to pick up slightly in December. And meanwhile, the tech sector concerns about competitive threats from China, which dominated at the start of the week, showed signs of abating. Reports from some of the largest technology companies in the U.S. have proved resilient, helping stocks recover after Chinese startup DeepSeek shook up markets with its cheap AI model. Apple forecast cheers investors after mixed holiday results. The 26 NASDAQ 100 members due to report this season have delivered an almost 6% surprise on earnings, above the previous 2 seasons' much thinner results. U.S. probing if DeepSeek got NVIDIA chips from firms in Singapore. U.S. officials are probing whether Chinese AI startup DeepSeek bought advanced NVIDIA core and semiconductors through third parties in Singapore, circumventing U.S. restrictions on sales of chips used for artificial intelligence tasks. People familiar with the matter said officials in the White House and Federal Bureau of Investigation are also trying to determine whether DeepSeek used intermediaries in the Southeast Asian nation to purchase NVIDIA chips that the U.S. has banned from sale to China, said the people who requested anonymity to relay private conversations. DeepSeek didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. An NVIDIA spokesperson said in a statement that we insist that our partners comply with all applicable laws, and if we receive any information to the contrary, act accordingly. The company issued a statement on DeepSeek earlier this week that indicated it believes the Chinese company didn't violate U.S. restriction. Apple forecast cheers investors after mixed holiday results. Apple Inc. gave a reassuring revenue forecast for the current quarter, helping boost shares of the world's most valuable company after its holiday results showed jarring declines for China and the iPhone. Revenue from China plunged 11% to $18.5 billion in the fiscal first quarter, which ended Decade 28. Apple said earlier, analysts had anticipated a gain to $21.6 billion. Sales of the iPhone, meanwhile, dropped less than 1% to $69.1 billion. Wall Street projected $71 billion, and the results renewed concerns about China, one of Apple's biggest markets, where it struggled to fend off competition from local brands. Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook said that more than half of the decline in China stemmed from inventory issues. Trump tariff vow heaps pressure on Canada, Mexico, China, FX. President Donald Trump's renewed pledges to slap 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico on Feb. 1 jolted foreign exchange markets late in the New York trading session, sending currencies from both countries plunging against the U.S. dollar, and the Mexican peso slid 1.1%, and Canada's dollar fell as much as 1.2% after Trump told reporters at the White House he would follow through on trade restrictions, which he'd vowed during his inauguration on Saturday. Top overnight news: Wayne's President Trump's advisors are considering several off-ramps to avoid enacting the universal tariffs on Mexico and Canada that he had pledged, even as he reiterated Thursday that the tariffs are coming. Some officials are now concerned about using emergency powers for tariffs after a federal judge earlier this week temporarily blocked a White House Office of Management and Budget memo that sought to freeze federal grants and loans. WSJ. U.S. President Trump said China is going to end up paying a tariff as well. U.S. President Trump posted on Truth Social that the U.S. will require commitment from BRICS countries to neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty U.S. dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs. U.S. officials are probing whether
whether DeepSeek dodged export curbs on advanced NVIDIA chips by buying them through third parties in Singapore, people familiar said. Bloomberg Intelligence said scrutiny probably won't dent China's AI progress as it boosts supplies from Huawei. Samsung won approval to supply a less advanced AI chip to NVIDIA for the Chinese market, people familiar said. Shares in rival supplier Micron dipped pre-market. BBG, Japan's Tokyo CPI for Jan, was very hot on the headline at plus 3.4% versus the street plus 3%, although core was in line at plus 1.9%, up slightly from plus 1.8% in DEC. WSJ. Underlying inflation in Japan is still slightly below the central bank's target of 2%, Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda said, underlining that it is in no hurry to raise interest rates. Seicha. France's CPI for Jan runs slightly cooler at plus 1.8%, flat versus DEC, and below the streets plus 1.9%. So German regional CPIs show a sharp cooling in Jan in certain cases. Vertex Pharmaceuticals VRTX plus 8% in pre-MKT on light volume following FDA approval of Jornavex, an oral non-opioid painkiller. BBG. The SEC approved part of an application for a novel ETF that would track the two largest cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. BBG. Apple climbed pre-market plus 3.5% after reassuring investors that sales will rise in the low to mid-single digits in the current quarter. Its Greater China revenue and iPhone sales missed. Evercore said the results show Apple can manage the China headwinds with growth elsewhere. BBG. Buybacks. GS corporate repurchase window opened this Monday with tilde 28% of the corporate window open today, tilde 45% next Monday, and 60% by the end of next week. 2/7. This demand dynamic switches on in full force next week. GS corporate trading team estimates a record tilde $16 trillion worth of executions in 2025, including S&P and R3000. I use the word trillions a lot. There are 250 trading days in 2025. This is $4.64 billion per day on average days. This jumps up to tilde $7 billion during open window and drops to tilde $3 billion during closed windows. He's
telling about the buyback window. I think he did speak Chinese a little bit. I didn't know he could do that. That's really cool. S&P futures, they're up by 0.4 Friday morning. Just off of pre-market highs, comes after U.S. equities finish higher on Thursday, with big tech mixed on earnings and breadth as a bright spot, with over 80% of the S&P higher on the day and the equal weight up over 1. Stocks currently on track for a mixed performance this week following 2 straight weeks of big gains. Treasuries little change, dollars up by 0.4, gold little change after hitting a fresh all-time high. Bitcoin futures also up, with WTI up by 0.3. Earnings tailwind this morning with the tech space in focus. Apple guide better than feared and talked about better iPhone performance in markets where AI is available and positive effects of China's stimulus. Tariffs in the other big areas of focus. Trump renewed tariff threat on Thursday with Mexico and Canada focus, though a subsequent report noting Trump aides considering several ways to dampen the impact. And that right there. So Peter Navarro came on this morning and said that Donald Trump is pissed because there is low-level bureaucrats that are trying to pass off these like rumors as if they're senior-level officials. So you do got to be careful of that. I don't know if that one is what he was talking about. Pretty quiet elsewhere. Not much impact on treasuries. Leaning into the remarks of Fed Bowman. Big macro week on tap, including ISM and non-farms, though FOMC takeaway highlighted outsized focus on inflation and next CPI not until February 12th. Apple EPS better, GM upside, iPhone, wearables, services, Mac, all ahead. Guidance a bit below, but better than feared. Visa beat and raised and noted U.S. volume accelerated in January. AbbVie immunology results and guidance were strong. CVX refining loss in focus. Clack beat and guided with focus on NAND strength. CHTR video net adds better than feared. CL revenue missed amid pet volume pressure in Europe weakness. Intel beat with help from pull-ins, though guide much weaker. Team up big after beat with better guidance, strong in both cloud cloud and data center. Deck beat and raised, but high bar on some scrutiny surrounded implied March quarter guide. HIG hit by charges. EMN guide flagged better than feared. Walgreens pressured by dividend suspension. Boo. That one's crazy. Dividend aristocrat to no dividend is insane. December core PCE inflation right in line at 2.8 year-over-year, growth rate unchanged. Personal income also in line, while personal spending up 0.7 versus 0.5. Other releases, Q4 ECI a touch lower. January Chicago PMI coming in later. Elsewhere, Governor Bowman continued somewhat hawkish tone, noting more work to be done on inflation and suggesting it is unlikely that current rates are exerting meaningful restraint. Looking ahead next week, ISM manufacturing, construction, JOLTS factory orders, ISM services, ADP, and then you also get productivity and non-farm payrolls. Waller on Thursday. All right. There's more. Trump says he's plowing ahead with tariffs. Canada, Mexico, and China may not include oil. Trump advisors leave open possibility of averting scaling back tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Trump repeats threat to impose 100 tariffs on BRICS if they move to replace dollar. Apple iPhone sales with China drag. Intel revenue beats, though guidance underwhelms. Tesla stands to lose out on lucrative revenue stream if Trump scraps regulatory credits. Amazon boosting advertising on X after withdrawing in 23 over hate speech concerns. Samsung guidance subdued amid weak outlook for AI. Trump tariff threat has Asian automakers weighing strategy and production rethink. U.S. investigating whether DeepSeek circumvented exports by obtaining chips from Singapore. GOP Share Committee on China repeats call for tighter curbs on sale of NVIDIA. OpenAI in talks to raise $40 billion in funding round led by SoftBank. Bank of America HeartNet says Mag 7 set to lag this year, suggesting investors buy cheap international stocks. Investors see limited scope of DeepSeek to dent performance of Mag 7. Global equity funds draw biggest weekly inflow in 5 weeks, driven by record rally in Europe. Inflation down in 5 German states, suggesting national rate could show unexpected decline. French CPI increased slightly less than anticipated. UK business confidence dips in January, but trading prospects show resilience. Tokyo core inflation rises highest since February 24. Japan Cabinet Office warns of negative impact from Japan tariffs. Major central banks cutting while Fed moves to sideline. ECB rate cuts fuels expectations for further easing and weak growth. Ueda said Bank of Japan on gradual interest rates has been clearly received by financial markets. A clear majority of economists expect RBA rate cut in February. Rubio says Trump desire to buy Greenland is no joke, reiterates administration interest in Panama. Panama President Molino said there would be no negotiation with U.S. over canal ownership. China building huge wartime command center in western Beijing, dwarfing the size of the Pentagon. Wow. That's a lot. That's a good amount. It's good. And then we're going to get the live ones intraday, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Good morning. Yes. Yes, Chad. So we got some pre-market movers. It's all earnings, really. I'll go over the earnings ones, and if I don't say anything, that means it's probably earnings. And then the ones with headlines, I'll get you there. But Abivai earnings team is the big winner on earnings, up 20. This one, Vertex, up 4.2. FDA approves the acute pain reimbursement agreement. Oh, no, it's not even the headline. There's the non-opiate painkiller. They got to upgrade, or they got approval on that. Charter up 4 off earnings. BKR 2.6 off earnings. BEP 1.8. BEN is up by 0.7. VIAV up 22. DGNX is 16. That's an IPO. Cipher is up by 14.9, 50 million pipe from SoftBank. ASTS up 5.6, FCC grants authorizing testing. TM up 4.7, Venom up 2.9, drop down transaction updated 24 million secondary offering. FLG up 1.9, DA Davidson upgrade. LODE up 18, marketing agreement with SACL. Valen up 6.9, supply contract U.S. government. Calv up 3.4, citizens outperform. DEC down 15 off earnings. GWW down 9. HIG down 3.9. PPG down 3.5. BAH down 3.4. PSX down 2.9. NVIDIA down 1.4 on the probe. I think it bounced after the Trump headline. Oxy down 1. Goldman downgrade. Walgreens down 12. Suspends dividend. GNTX down 11. ALV down 2.1. UONEK down 26. Otley down 18. 1 for 20 reverse split. CTKB down 6-4. Goldman downgrade to sell from buy. Yeah, I think the news for Vertex is good. It was already up 8, and then it faded, but it's a good biotech development, I think. So we will see. But Chatadonia, how y'all feeling, man? You feeling good? I'm still warming up the Honda a little bit. It's a good day. Good day to be alive. Good day to be alive. All right, where are you? That being said, OPEC unlikely to change output policy when panel meets on Monday. So, before we get into any of the plays, we are going to go a little bit ahead of time, and we are going to do what we came here to do, my friends, amongst other things. Oh, yes. And I don't know, I've been getting inspired, veterans. I love you guys. Thank you for all of your service, for real. I think every day y'all should only hear good things. Y'all have served this country, and some of you may like this, some of you may not. I finally came up with the first government spending that I approve. So, I don't know, man. We've always said the pledge, but I think from now on we should advocate fixing homelessness for veterans. The only government money I approve spending is for the homeless veterans. If you go to the VA, there's 36,000 homeless veterans. Even if we gave them $4,000 a month to live in a house for 4 years, it would be about $6.9 billion to house all the homeless veterans, and that's the only ones that went through the VA. There's a lot more than that. And yeah, that'd be $6.9 billion. Or you let companies loan out credit lines to the veterans and forgive it. Why do I say that? Take a look. Before even 1 year of Biden, you already forgave almost $20 billion. So yeah, veterans, I love you, and my new cause is housing for homeless veterans. And veterans, thank you for everything. I don't know, man, every single day, it is an honor to be here, and I'm sure you guys hold the same honor in the way you've served. And I think y'all deserve all the love, and I hope you get a long term. But for real, if you have served this country, thank you. I think y'all deserve the world, and God bless every single one of you, your families, and everybody who's held it down for the great American people, bro. For real. Whether you agreed with stuff or not, y'all always showed up, and you did the right thing. And even then, even moving forward, if you guys are working there now, you are going to be the people who make a positive change. And don't look at anybody else. It's you, baby. So thank you, and God bless you. Big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities. Doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, janitor, coaches, garbage men, anybody making their community run. God bless you, and thank you, baby. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Oh, it's game time, baby. Or not. Let's go. Ooh. Chatadonia. Chatadonia. How you feeling, baby? Oh, it's still a black screen? Oh, man. Oh, man. Are you ready? I hope you're feeling good. But Chatadonia, we got a little bit of time here. So I do have some plays. I think we will free the Chads. We'll get them all in here. So I do think it will take you there. I need to make sure that I'm on the right one. You know what I'm saying? All right. Are you guys ready? So let me post it in here. And shout out the vets, baby. Shout out the vets. Amen. And thank you all. voice cracking all. Amen. Amen. All right, I'm going to end it, and then it's going to take you there.